Hi, this is Esther Kane with SeniorSafetyAdvice.com, and today I'm sitting outside in 90+ degree weather here in the southeast part of the USA to talk about heat safety tips for seniors, especially during hot weather. And we have an article on the website called Summer Safety Tips for Seniors, but I got to thinking about that, and it's not necessarily just during the summer, but there are parts of the USA where the heat can last for a very long time. I lived in South Florida for many years, and I know that that summer heat, that intense heat, could last up until Thanksgiving. So I'm going to call it heat safety tips, but just so you know, it's really mostly for summertime type of weather, which is what we have today here in early September in Georgia. Anyway, there are 7 tips that seniors really should follow as much as they possibly can in order to avoid any kind of illness or damage to their skin or even their eyes, or exacerbate any illnesses that they may have. So the 7 tips are: 1, always use sunscreen. I put sunscreen on before I came here, and even on cloudy days, because the clouds only block about 20% of UV rays, so you're still getting 80% of that. So you want to wear a good sunscreen, and I would recommend to talk to your doctor or dermatologist to give you a recommendation of what SPF you should be using on your skin. I have a friend who actually uses a prescription sunscreen for her skin, so only because she's so susceptible to the damaging rays, UV rays. Use bug repellent. Now these days, normally when you think about bug repellent, you think of a spray, but these days there are all kinds of gadgets. You can wear bracelets, there's towelettes, there's creams, in addition to the sprays, but then there's also gadgets that use some kind of ultrasonic, I think, to repel bugs. But whatever it is that you use one or a combination of in order to not get bit. Because sometimes when you're older, senior, your skin is much thinner and it doesn't necessarily heal as well, even from just a bug bite. Okay, wear sunglasses. And you want to wear sunglasses that will filter out 100% of UVA and UVB rays. So when you're looking for sunglasses, look for the ones that will do that are 100% against UVA and UVB rays. And they protect your eyes because the heat, the UV rays from the sun, not the heat, but the UV rays from the sun can increase the risk of cataracts and other eye diseases. I know my mother suffered greatly from dry eye syndrome, and it was mostly because she just absolutely refused to wear sunglasses for decades. Finally, when she had to wear them, she was still reluctant to wear them, but it did definitely contribute, at the very least contribute, to her dry eye syndrome, which was extremely difficult for her to deal with as she got older. Anyway, drink lots and lots of water. The general rule of thumb is 6 to 8 glasses, but that's just a general rule of thumb. That may be too much for you or not enough for you. You're just going to have to gauge to see what your body can sustain. You want to avoid alcohol because that tends to dehydrate you. And caffeine, although it doesn't dehydrate you, it may cause you to urinate more, which means that you do need to replace that with water. So in general, you want to avoid caffeine and alcohol when you're out in the sun, and really just stick with water. You want to dress in very lightweight cotton, linen, or rayon clothing. Those are all excellent fabrics for summer clothing, and they'll keep you cooler than any of the synthetic fabrics. You want to avoid exerting yourself. Generally, the ability to notice changes in your body temperature as you get older decreases, so you may not notice that you're getting too hot or overexerting yourself. So be careful when you're out gardening, or if you're running or walking. Everything in moderation, everything in moderation. And overly exerting yourself in the heat can actually cause muscle cramps and heat stroke, and you absolutely definitely want to avoid that. You want to stay indoors, which I'm going to go in a few minutes, if the temperatures are too high. And generally speaking, for seniors, if the temperatures are over 80 degrees, and especially if the humidity is high, you definitely want to try to stay indoors in an air-conditioned room. I remember in South Florida, there were days I would open the door to go outside, and it was like being hit with, a wave of thick air. And I used to say it's like breathing in pea soup. I mean, that kind of humidity is difficult to breathe in, and it's just difficult to sustain for any length of time. So you want to avoid staying out there as long as possible. So these 7 tips: using sunscreen, using a bug repellent, wearing sunglasses, drinking lots of water, dressing in lightweight clothing, avoiding overexertion, did I say that right? And staying indoors. Those are the best tips that you can get as a senior. So stay safe, stay cool, can't wait till autumn, and we'll see you next time. Oh, don't forget to subscribe, click the like button if you like this video, and of course you can click the bell. You can get notified when we put out a new video, which is every single Friday. All right, see you next time. Thanks.